The foe.
In the building. 4 horsemen.
Yes,
See
sir.
what time
Yes,
it is,
sir.
man. Ain't no jokes out
Yes.
here. I think my
It's
camera's
time.
not zoomed in the way I want it to be. 4 Sportsmen, Sunday night,
Yes.
September 10th. The Giants are playing. Football season is officially back because the G-Men on my TV screen. Are you kidding me?
Officially
4
back.
Sportsmen
Oh,
minus
man.
1. Minus
Yes, big
1.
shout out, Dom.
Big shout out, Dime Dropper.
We
Yes,
got
sir.
Danny Dimes on the screen, and our Danny Dimes out there shopping and popping out there in LA. Jesus Christ, he had to do us like that. He popped up on screen just to tell us, "Yo, my bad, guys, I gotta go shopping real quick," and then dipped on us.
I'm in the Santa Monica Mall. I said, "Oh my God, okay, Dime."
Hold on, did we see security around him?
I don't know what's going on.
Big shout out,
Danny
Dom
Berry,
Dropper,
what's going
man.
on?
Yo, big shout out Daniel
Sportsman.
Berry, man. He really supports, really taps in, really comments. Shout out to
Big
Daniel
shout.
Berry for real.
Yes, big
Danny
shout out,
Berry.
big shout out. Yes.
Introduce yourselves, man. Every week, 4 Sportsmen. To my left, who I got over there, my guy.
Allball is in the building. Y'all know the deal. AllBallTV. Everything is AllBallTV. Y'all know the drill, man. Happy Sunday. It's officially football season. And I'm always excited to be here with my brothers, man. Like I said, y'all know we love what we doing. The Giants are playing Dallas, and we are here with y'all. So if y'all don't take that as we love doing this, I don't know what to tell y'all, but we are in the building.
4 Sportsmen in the building. Big Flea is here with y'all. I'm ready to rock. Let's go.
Hold on. You ain't Big Flea unless you say you were a Giants fan.
I mean, I'm a Giants fan through and through.
I'm sorry.
That's
Right.
Big Blue all day. I mean,
I apologize for even, doubting you and everything like that. Look, beloved, you look.
I work for
Go
the
ahead.
Texans. I love the Giants though.
Big shout out to the Texans. Come on, bro.
Beloved, you're lucky we don't block you. Beloved.
Texans, y'all won today or y'all lost? I kind of caught that game like off and on. Let's go, Danny Dom. Y'all won. We gotta play Baltimore, right?
They played Baltimore. They was on the road today.
Right. So y'all lost.
Yeah, I think they lost.
Okay.
Be more one. Be more one.
What?
But we know who didn't win. Let's get right back. Let's get right into it. What are we talking about right now? Baltimore won, B1 won, but the USA, they need whoever's coaching the Baltimore Ravens because they are trash out there. That is horrible. They lost to who? Germany?
Hey, listen,
Dennis
man,
Schroeder, who lost $75 million?
Dylan Brooks.
What the hell is going on? Who? Oh,
Listen,
no, Canada.
man.
My bad. I thought it was Germany.
Yeah, no,
They lost
Canada.
to Germany, and then they lost to Canada in the bronze placing.
Yeah, RJ and them, Dylan Brooks.
Dylan
Listen,
the villain. Oh,
That
boy,
shit
you
is
know,
embarrassing. That shit is embarrassing.
Listen, a 40-piece chicken nugget with fries on the USA is crazy.
That's embarrassing. Embarrassing.
Listen,
Well,
man.
what's embarrassing about it? What is embarrassing about it? Why should they be embarrassed?
I think you've got to take a certain level of pride when you go into these kind of games. And I don't think that those dudes were walking around with a certain level of pride, a certain level of ego, a certain level of we playing and representing for the United States. We're going to come here and really remind y'all that this is who we are. We run this basketball shit. And the guys that they sent over, I don't think that you're giving that impression that we run this basketball shit. You sent the impression that you give the rest of the country, I mean the rest of the world, right? When you send that team over, is that we don't respect y'all. That's how it looks. That's how it's looked at. Germany, Canada, Slovenia, Spain, Italy, all of these teams, you gotta, if you send in the guys that we sent over, I almost gotta take that as a slap in the face. It's almost disrespect. Like, okay, so you're not gonna send the A game. You're not gonna send the top dogs over here. You're gonna send these guys, or we're gonna kill them. We're gonna kill them. So for me, I don't even know if it's really more so about the USA as it is the rest of the world took offense to, okay, y'all still gonna roll out this C team. Okay, we're gonna kick y'all ass now.
Listen, man. Flea, what you just said was great, but I'm gonna take it a step further.
Mm-hmm.
And like I've been saying it, these guys are great. They just not great enough.
Mm-hmm.
including Brunson, because everybody know I'm a Knicks fan, so they think, I don't put Brunson into that mix. No, he gets put in that mix. When I say guys are not ready to make that leap, it doesn't mean that they're not great. It doesn't mean that they're not on the path to superstardom. But right now, none of them is ready to take that leadership part. None of them is ready to jump into superstardom. And this shows. This is why you need Tatum, Booker, Donovan Mitchell, De'Aaron Fox. Those guys are a tier above the guys that's there now. The Ant-Mans, the Brandon Ingrams, the Brunsons, the Mikal Bridges, the Reeves. If we really think about it, those guys are just starting to come into their own. Remember, Ant-Man is young. To me, of course, he's the best on that team. To me, he is the next superstar. Maybe another year or two, then he'll be ready to take that role. But think about it. He just started being that leader on his team. People can say if they want about Cat, but 2 years ago, maybe even last year, that was still kind of Cat's team, my opinion. You have Brunson. He just got into that role, even though it's between him and Randall. Brandon Ingram, that's Zion. And then you got CJ McCollum, who might be the leader. Reeves, he over there with LeBron and AD. Mikal Bridges, let's be realistic. Coming from Phoenix, going to Brooklyn. So my point is, none of them dudes was the stars of their team, wasn't the leaders. So to expect them to come over and play for the FIBA and do that, I feel we are wrong for even allowing that team to happen like that.
I agree with that.
Yeah, so it's like, listen, you got to have some incentives for the guys that we know should be out there. Should some of those guys be on the team? Ant-Man, Brunson, Bridges, B.I., yeah, they should be on the team, but some of them should be coming off the bench. Our starting five should be Fox, Tatum, maybe Brown, AD. Come on, man. So, Adam Silver, the NBA, we got to get it together because let me just make a comparison. That's almost like we say Nas, Jay-Z, Jada Kiss and those guys are the greatest rappers of all time, and we have a battle with, let's say, London and they put out their drill guys, and we put up some of the new guys, and they get their boots smoked. But we supposed to be the best in hip hop or the best in whatever. No, if we not sending the best, don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it. So to me, it's a bad loss, and what makes it worse, and I'll let you go, Fabian. Fleet is back-to-back losses.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's so. And hold on, and you know
the
who
game
don't get
went into overtime.
Right, but hold on, Fleet. You know who don't get no smoke? Steve Kerr. Who's on that coaching staff? Steve Kerr,
Lou,
and my man from Miami, right?
And
it's Spo.
Yeah.
Listen,
three of the best coaches in the league.
Listen, what y'all doing over there? So what you said, Fleet, was perfect. We got to be embarrassed, and I'm gonna be honest. Hopefully, with Ant-Man and these guys, this will motivate them. So when they go into the season, they all take that next leap. But it proves my point to me. Them guys ain't ready to make that leap. I'm sorry. I don't want to hear none of the BS people is going to try to sweep this under the rug. You cannot be the greatest at something and you lose back-to-back to R.J. Barrett and Dylan Brooks. No disrespect to them. But people were just saying Dylan Brooks don't even belong in the league. Mm-hmm. And you know the things we hear about R.J. Barrett. Mm-hmm. You cannot lose to them and then let Dylan the villain give you a 40-piece nugget. We in trouble.
Listen, I love Dylan the villain. I don't care what anyone says. He's been getting on Luka Doncic's nerves. That guy's making a name for himself. I respect what he's done for himself. I'm kind of rooting against the Grizzlies because this guy, he just went out internationally and just getting people's nerves. It's like, he don't talk like this when he's in the States, or he acts different. Like, yeah, this is how you're supposed to act. Prideful. Dylan the villain, no matter where he's at, Memphis, Boston, Czechoslovakia, apparently he's still Dylan the villain. He doesn't care. Where was that guy for the USA team? Absent.
Good point.
None of these guys showed any pride like that. Jalen Brunson should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself. You gotta stay out of the sights in New York City for a while because we're gonna talk trash to you, bro. Don't do it to yourself. All these guys, Ant-Man, I'm gonna have to have a retraction, Allball.
Oh, Flea ain't gonna like that. Look at Flea's face over there. I'm staying out of this, bro. I was nice and cordial. I'm staying out of it.
No. You cannot be Eric Spoelstra. Ty Lue's already on the fence about being regarded as a great coach. That's been an argument for the last year or so. And Steve Kerr,
he's amongst the coaches right now. He's one of the better coaches.
None of these guys can say that.
Hey, Flea, can I say? Hold on, Fabe. I'm gonna just say this. I'm gonna let Fabe go. I've been saying this, and this will start a whole argument. But I just want you to understand. I've been saying this. He's a little overrated. I've been saying this.
Who's the best coach in the league right now? Too
Eric Spoelstra, by far, for what he has to deal with, by far. That roster, what he does with that roster for the last 4 to 5 years, it has to be Spoelstra.
The top three coaches.
I can roll with that. I'm okay with that.
I think for me, with who you can't argue with is Spoelstra, Popovich, and I always call him Jim Carrey in Indiana. I keep calling him.
You gotta put Steve Kerr in there, bro. He won a chip
Steve
last
Kerr
year.
Is not in that. No, I'm sorry.
Yes, he is.
I'm sorry. No.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not. No, he's not. He has yet to be proven. Phil Jackson wasn't proven until he left. That the same exact conversation we were having about about Steve Kerr right now, we had about Phil Jackson until he left and won with Kobe and them. That's part of the reason why he did all that. He's like the Deion Sanders of coaches. I'm gonna go where I'm gonna win at. That's what he does. He won with the Knicks with a loaded team with the Knicks when he was playing with the Knicks. Phil Jackson did. He won with the Bulls when they were loaded. He knew what he had over there. He went and coached Kobe and Shaq. Whoop-de-whoop. Not impressed, Phil Jackson. Steve Kerr, do it without the best team of his time. You have damn near the best player that fits this era.
That's a different argument. That's a different argument.
It is a different argument, but now you have a bunch of Golden State fans. Hold on. You have a bunch of Golden State fans who have argued against us this entire time. A lot of them are saying, yo, he's kind of overrated. He messed up this, that, and the third. And I don't watch every game in, game out the way they do. And they're saying, like, yo, he misses up on rotations. If it wasn't for a pick and roll for Steph Curry, what does this guy know? A lot of them say this. Imagine
a Golden State Warriors fan fixing their mouths to say Steve Kerr is overrated. You niggas ain't won shit in years, and you fix your mouth after winning 4 championships to say the head coach that completely changed that offense. That offense was slow. That offense was dormant. That offense, they weren't utilizing all their players correctly. He's the one who said, yo, David Lee, sit your ass on the bench. Draymond Green, you are a starter now. Like, he tweaked a lot of shit that created a lot of space for them. The only thing Mark Jackson did was that dumbass elevator play, and y'all know what it looks like. That dumbass elevator play that just got Steph Curry an open 3. It didn't get nobody else open looks. It just got Curry open looks. Like, cut this out. Steve Kerr is a damn good coach. He proved that, especially over that 22 chip. When they won 2 years ago in that championship, he proved that he knows how to coach. Those 2 back-to-back championships they won with Kevin Durant. You got to be able to coach. You got to be able to manage egos. That's difficult. That's not easy. We try to say Phil Jackson had great players. He had great players, but you got to be able to manage people. That shit ain't easy. Same thing with Riley. Like a lot of these guys get credited for. Go ahead, Fabian.
Well, credited for what? For no. Whoa. Pat Riley's not in the same conversation as Phil Jackson. Stop that. He went from the Lakers. Yes, he won with the 4 chips with the Lakers. The 5th one was the other guy. I forgot his name. Westhead. Then he went with the Knicks. No, they didn't win, but he made them great. He kept them great. Went to Miami, and again, greatness follows him. That's not an accident. Steve Kerr has yet to do that. It happened with, I keep forgetting his name from Indiana, damn it. But you got Carlisle. Carlisle has been great everywhere. There's not a place where he hasn't been great. Detroit, the Pacers twice, Dallas, Spoelstra, same thing so far.
Dallas grossly underachieved on many occasions, and they get that swept under the rug. And Carlisle doesn't get his feet brought to the fire because he won a championship in 11 and beat Braun. But they don't want to talk about all the other failures that he's had as a Dallas Mavericks coach, having great teams. They wasn't always in the cream of the crop. They wasn't always 1, 2, 3 coming out of the West. They wasn't always in the Western Conference Finals when he was coaching them. That's not true.
But
Okay,
hold
who
on, real
is?
quick.
Who
But
are
hold
all
on,
these
hold on.
people? Who are these
Hold on,
coaches
but
that do that? The guys with the
Fabian.
best, with the top tier cream of the crop players.
But Fabian, don't forget Steve Kerr, when he got to Golden State, he was the one that convinced Iguodala to come off the bench, and that changed the whole dynamic of the Golden State Warriors. What I'm saying is you cannot say who's the top 3 coaches in the NBA today, and his name is not in there. Now, if you have them 3, or let's just say you may have them 4, but you got a third one that maybe you personally like better, I'm not going to argue that. But to say he's not in that conversation for today, that's wrong. That's wrong,
He's
bro.
he can clearly he's in the conversation. We're having one. It's 3 people here. We're having a conversation about him being in it. For me, it's not. It's a no-brainer. There's no way that he's been proving himself 2 decades in.
So
He
who's your
hasn't had
3
different
coaches?
versions of his
No.
team.
So right now,
Carlisle.
give me your top.
Go
He's
ahead.
had
Go ahead.
several different versions of this team.
Who?
Kerr.
Steve Kerr.
He had to wait till everybody got hurt and they traded for Andrew Wiggins. Anyway, it's really around Stephen Curry. That's what it's about. To me, again, what has he done for the USA team? What did he do? I don't want to hear this. They didn't have enough talent. They had enough talent there. What was he doing? Where's his
I don't
pride
agree
at?
they
That's
had
why.
enough talent.
That's crazy. That's
I don't
crazy to
agree.
me. How can they not have enough talent?
But yet, a lot of those players were their second or the second best players on their team, maybe the third best players on their team, maybe guys that are just straight up role players. Like some of them were specialists. Like there's no stars on that team aside from Anthony Edwards. Nobody else on this team that they brought to FIBA is on their team back in the States a star. None of them. Not even Ingram.
No. So bad enough for you not to qualify for a medal? That's crazy. What are we talking about? No,
that.
I can see they got the bronze medal. Nah,
I agree with
got,
that.
and it was back-to-back games, 3 out of 4, as Beloved just pointed out eloquently so in the comments over there. So no, don't tell me. And he's supposed to be the motivator. This is exactly what the Warriors fans complain about. Outside of these same pick and roll plays you do with Steph Curry, what do you do? Period. That's all. And it maybe, of course, where it's hyperbole because they just lost in the FIBA with this FIBA tournament, but this is unacceptable. And,
Baby, there's
been whispers the whole time of the FIBA. Brandon Ingram not happy with his minutes or whatever it is. That's your job to figure that out. How come Coach K doesn't have any of these problems? Why does come on now?
This is Steve Kerr's first iteration of coaching in FIBA. Like what in the Worlds. What are you talking about? You act like he has a laundry list of opportunities that he's had to coach in this type of setting. Popovich did it a couple years ago, and before that, K was doing it for the last 50 years. I'm being facetious, but y'all know what I mean. Like this is Curry's first time. Like cut it out.
Well, you know what? I get it. If you want to hold this against Kerr, I have no problem with that. But I'm not going to agree with that. He's not at least top 5 coaches probably in the last, let's say, 5 to 10 years. Like I said, he got 4 chips, been to the finals, maybe 5-6 times in the last 10 years?
2.
Go ahead.
Find me the Golden State Warriors fans that have the audacity to be upset with Steve Kerr and how he coaches. Find me those niggas. That's insane to me.
But just in totality, everybody has to take blame for this FIBA thing.
Yeah.
All the way up, all the way to the bottom, from the coaching staff all the way to the players, and they should be embarrassed. And this is when you get yourself something into that you don't understand. This is when a lot of guys may say, "Yeah, I'm good," or this is when you know how a player may complain about, they not getting enough money, or they want to be the face of a team, or they want their own team. This is what happens. They not ready. They not ready. You have to know who you putting out there. You have to know who you putting out there. And like you said, Fleet, that was a great point. A lot of these guys are second and third options on their team. Mm-hmm. And I told Fish this on the live the other day. I'm trying to tell you, a guy like Brunson, nobody on that team may feel like they don't have to defer to anybody. There is no Kobe on there. There is no LeBron and no KD. So you may have a BI going defer to Ant-Man. Wow, I think I'm just as good. Yeah. You got Brunson going defer. I got to the second round. I'm the face of the Knicks, 5th seed. But so that's also a problem as well. Hey man, listen, it's just an embarrassment. You can't lose 3 games, and especially back-to-back games like that.
I don't like that.
It's just no good. And Everybody needs to be held to the fire. Everybody.
And
Whoever Grant Hill who put this bum ass team
Grant Hill, I
together.
was just about to say that. I was just about to say that too.
Come
For
on,
real.
man.
wow.
All the way from the
Yeah.
top.
Real talk.
I didn't know Grant Hill was. I saw him there a couple of times. By the way, this is the first time. 1989 was when FIBA started allowing the professionals to play in FIBA. Before that, the amateurs, the college players, they would dominate so greatly until Yugoslavia and I think Yugoslavia and whatever my notes and the Soviet Union, they started catching up, and that's when they invited the NBA players over there. So this is the first time that they've really taken a leap. The international players have. Well, maybe the second time if you count like 20 years ago, Manu Ginobili and Dirk and them were showing out because Manu Ginobili won the gold medal that year. But this is legit the time we were like, wait a minute, the world has really caught up since the NBA has participated in FIBA in the FIBA Classics now. You agree with that, guy?
I don't like Kerr saying this ain't 1992 anymore.
I hate it.
I don't like that too. I don't like that, Fabian. You know why I don't like that? Because now it's almost like you conceding to say that the world has caught up, right? You conceding and saying, hey, fuck it. The world's caught up. We just not head and shoulders better than the world anymore. And that's bullshit. That's bullshit. Roll out the best team. The best team. And then we'll see. We'll see, right? Now, and then we'll see what we're talking about. But don't roll out a subpar to mediocre team and then say, oh, this ain't 1992 anymore. In 1992, we had the best of the best on the floor. The best of the best. So, yeah, I don't know.
Listen, this is why I used to always say this. This is why Luka say we soft. Well, he didn't say we soft, but he say it's easier. The new style of play makes a lot of our NBA players lazy. That's a fact. Everybody settle for threes. There's no physicality. There's no competitiveness. And if you think Luka, Giannis, Joker, and all these guys, they in the league with us. They talk. They see what's going on. It's sweet. It's sweet. It's no fear. Yo, man, you got to remember back in them days, them dudes feared us, bro. I don't care how good they was.
Scared.
Now, they think they on your level. Nah, man, it's bad. And it goes all the way, like I said, from the coaching staff down. And I'm going to be the first to say, Grant Hill, I'm mad at you too. The good guy Grant Hill that nobody critiques, that nobody think he can't do nothing wrong. You put this bum-ass team together. Come on, man. Come on, dumb shit.
Yeah, it's not a good team. It's not a good team, and we should definitely be embarrassed. Definitely.
I was gonna go a different route, but I think we should go back to get back on our good foot. Let's talk about some good stuff, man. It's prime time. So let's talk about prime time. What we doing?
Ooh,
It's 2 weeks in a row, baby.
Listen.
It's a lot of hate out there, but they ain't holding no weight. This guy's going crazy. The gold rush in Colorado right now. You kidding me? This is 2-0. How do you pronounce his son's name? I keep saying it. Shador Sanders looking amazing out here. Amazing.
Listen, bruh, I was watching a commentator for college football, right? And the way he broke it down, Deion Sanders just made Colorado the hub of college football. They said, yo, Flea, they said today you couldn't get no hotel room. You couldn't get no rental car. You couldn't get nothing.
Cheapest ticket was $415. That was the cheapest ticket.
Let me explain. It's bigger than football with Deion. Let me explain something. Deion is needed. We need Deion Sanders type people in the world. Why it's not more, I don't know. But what he's doing is amazing. To me, it's not even about football. Whether he win or lose, I don't even care. But what he does for the sport, that's what sport's supposed to mean, Flea. That's what makes guys like us love the game.
Yeah.
The heart, the grit, the sweat, the competitiveness, the love, just the respect, the everything about it. That's what he brings. When he talks to them young guys, it's nothing like it. He relates. He plays Tupac in a lot. Like, come on, man. I don't understand why there's not more like that. Of course, you can't be like Deion. We're all created different. So I'm not saying be like Deion. But all of us need to stop being scared of where we come from. Stop being scared of where you come from. You can't tell me if you my age and you're from our culture, no matter what city or country you from, you never listen to hip hop. Your sister never had braids in her hair. They never jumped double dutch. You like, come on, bro. Give it to us real. Deion is what's needed in the world. And like I keep telling you, if we had 10 more of those, the world would be a better place, bro. What Deion is doing over there for Colorado, they need to understand and embrace it. All the haters, that's going to happen. But I just love what he's doing. For me, it's bigger than football. He's the reason why I watch college football. That's a fact. Like, that's a fact. I'm not watching college football if Deion Sanders ain't coaching.
The authenticity for me is what puts it over the top, right? His authenticity, the organic, how he cares about these kids. Like, that's the big piece for me. You know what I'm saying? It's a money grab for a lot of different coaches. Some of these coaches are not invested, right? They want to make the top dollar. And they know a little bit about football, so they put themselves in a position to be able to coach young men. Everybody's not as invested as Deion is, and you could see that by how some of these kids interact with him, right? The access that they provide us to see Colorado University, to see when he was at Jackson State, right? The access that he was providing us to see the impact that he was placing on these kids is big for me. That's why I feel what you're saying too about it's bigger than football. Like, I don't really care how great Colorado winds up being, but it's a plus. It's a plus that they winning. It's a plus now that it's going to be a recruiting, like you said, a hub where kids are going to want to come and play for this dude. But just how he connects with them, and then the connections and network that Deion has, right? When you look into the sidelines this past weekend and able to see Shannon Sharp, able to see Michael Irvin, able to see Cameron, able to see Stephen A. Smith, you know what I'm saying? Just these kids being able to see Black leaders, right? The guys that I just named are leaders in their industry. So for them to be able to look on the sidelines while they're performing on a high level and see these guys supporting them, right? Cameron and motherfucking Michael Irvin going crazy on the sidelines, right?
Come on, bro.
Like, when they was at Jackson State, they bring in Gillian Wallow, and just that infectious energy that they have on the sidelines, be able, just to infuse in those kids, man. So I think everything that he's doing, the bottom line is authentic. We could have a different conversation about what the haters are saying, the money, the notoriety, all of that type of shit. Cool, that's another side of it. But just what he's doing, from a big brother perspective, from an OG perspective, from that stance, salute to Deion, for real.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that the haters, I think they're right. I think it is a money grab, number one. I think without the money, it's not possible. I think that's what was getting confused. I think, first of all, I'm biased because Deion's my first favorite athlete ever. The first jersey I ever wore ever was Deion Sanders. Like, this kid, I thought this kid was trying to rob me. He was asking to borrow the jersey so he can wear it. And he was more fly than me. And he was like, no, I want to. I'm like, trying to rob me. He came back, gave it. He was like, yo, thanks, man. That's how Deion had us when I was in 6th grade. So that's what he means to us. But there's a reason why he's that guy. Like, everything you said, yes, he's authentically what everyone claims to be today, which is the hype, the Instagram hype. Back then, when you were hyped up, it was met. Like, the hype and the event was equal. Michael Jackson hype was real. People were fainting. It was real. When we saw Michael Jackson at the Super Bowl, we all were like, oh, this is crazy. It was an event. Deion Sanders, the two-way player that he was, what he did to the cornerback position, that was a running game. It was just turning into a passing game. Montana to Rice, Marino, that draft, John Elway, Elway, and the Buffalo Bills quarterback,
Jim Kelly.
Kelly. That draft is so regarded and renowned because it's quarterbacks that are going to start passing the ball. Deion Sanders comes into a game where they're running the ball a lot, starting to pass. And if I'm the cornerback, how am I going to be a star? Because I'm not going to be the running back. I'm not going to be the linebacker. I'm not going to get dirty like that. He said, I don't get paid to tackle. That's what he said. How am I going to get paid? He came through with a gold chain and a Jerry curl looking like Eazy-E at the draft. Are you kidding me? Nah, Deion was on another level. On another level than anyone.
And shut down whole sides of fields, too. Whole side of the field is shut down. Quarterback is not even looking to that side of the field. I'm not, bro. Yo, y'all niggas go jog or something. I'm not even looking to that side of I'm not throwing to that side of the field.
And I've never heard anybody say this. He brought the streets and hip-hop to sports before anybody. Not AI, it was him. All that swagger was him. He brought the gold chain and the juice. He brought that to the game. So, and remember, he went from Atlanta, the hub of hip-hop now, damn near. But back then, it was big time. He went from there to the 49ers, which was the newfound dynasty. Back then, like now the 49ers or whatever. Back then, the 49ers was like the Lakers. They were big time in the early 90s. You kidding me? Then he won back-to-back Super Bowls with the old school dynasty, the Cowboys, America's
with two
team.
different teams. Yeah.
What? Never been done before. I don't think it has been done since. Maybe Bill Romanowski might have won with two different teams, and maybe Charles Haley. Charles Haley went from the 49ers to the Cowboys. But the point is, there was no flair like this. Like he had Must Be the Money on TV. He was on rotation with MC Hammer. My cousin, my girl, they don't watch football. They were watching football with me the next Sunday after Must Be the Money. And they saw him dancing. He came back to the 49ers and ran and was dancing from the 30-yard line. They was like, that's Deion? I'm like, yeah, that's Deion Sanders. They knew I was a big Deion fan. So that's what he brings. You see how excited I am? Yeah. Imagine what these kids are feeling.
Right.
And they're this young. Yeah. Like, when was the last time we felt a star still like, think about it. Maybe Kanye. Who's the last star from the 90s? And not even Kanye's from the 90s that can still be relevant today and give them this because they feel this powerful with this guy. And that's amazing. He's a reverend and all that. But I really believe that the celebrity, people are paying too much to, the downside of the celebrity. When you hate on them, of course, you can say all that. Because to put Cameron there, Michael Irvin there and all that, you know what this reminds me of? And nobody's talking about this. He knew this is the modern day, the U, where Michael Irvin went to, where Warren Sapp went to. The Rock was at the U. The U, the Miami University was the biggest. That's the culture Deion is bringing back to the NCAA. They should be thanking him. But here's the problem. I'm going to tell you why they're hating on him, especially those coaches. Nick Saban, you're a bum and you're a hater. And the other guy from Oregon, wherever he's at, y'all are scared because you know why? Because Deion is showing you what they should have been doing. That's the problem. They showing you like, hold on. That's the way you could have done it. And now imagine, they're not scared of Deion. They're scared of the crowd that's about to bust through that door and do the same thing Deion Sanders just did. That's what they're really hating on. It's about to be nuts because now you got a guy that acts like us, looks like us, and he's going to be our head coach. Not you anymore. We don't need you to recruit us anymore. Now what? That's what they're terrified of. Nick Saban, you bum. Nick Saban is a bum, bro. I can't believe
they make the college playoff this year too. Then what? Listen. What did they make the college playoff this year? Forget winning it. They just make the shit though. Like,
but Flea, once again, what I've been saying for a while now. He's embracing, bruh. He never forgot where he came from. Flea, that's like we make it, and the next thing you know, we not listening to Jay-Z no more. We ain't what? Right. Nah, we grew up on that.
Right.
He never forgot about us, the people, bro. The people make you who you are.
Yeah.
He knows what it is, and everybody is afraid that it's already happening. You can't listen. We run the world as people. Us. You can say whatever you want. They don't want us in that space, bro. Mm-hmm. They don't. There's no disrespect. Nick Saban, you cannot come into my living room and relate to me about anything. Anything. It was no competition. Remember, let me tell you something. Nick Saban and them was like Con Edison. Remember, Con Edison has no competition.
Yeah.
But now you got a guy that come over there, that color. Look, you see what Colorado, bruh. What Colorado
they won one game. They doubled their win total already this year. Doubled it already.
Listen, Colorado against Nebraska, there wasn't no ticket or nothing in sight. You couldn't get a hotel room. Are you kidding me? Like, so, I just want to say shout out to Deion Sanders. I've been a big fan.
Big shout out to Deion.
I like what he represents. He represents his people, and he's not afraid. And I'm glad that he went and got the money because he's doing the right thing with the money. What he said when he came from the HBCU, which he's turning Colorado into an HBCU, don't get it misconstrued. He swapped the whole team. Where they do that at?
Got everybody out of there.
Listen, swap the whole team, right? But who do you know say, I got to make this money so I can pay my staff the right amount of money? Remember, he's been a star his whole life. He know what it takes, Flea. He know what it insists of. Remember, if my guys is worth $200,000 a year, you telling me we only could pay them 40, 50?
Mm-hmm.
No, I need this money for the facilities for my guys to eat. Remember, we want to get on the top of the line, everything, because of the money we know we're going to generate. That's what they scared of. Remember, he's giving the game. Bro, this game here, y'all going to make $10 million. You telling me we still got to fly coach? Y'all going to give us stipends for McDonald's when we should be eating Roof Chris? Nah, don't work like that.
My per diem got to be a little different now.
Bro, my coaching staff is Hall of Famers.
Mm-hmm.
They here because of me.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, we got to pay them correct. So he deserves all the money he can. Why? Because he's doing the right thing with it. Nah, bro, Deion is different. And like I keep saying, I don't understand why there isn't more. But once again, he's been some guys, like big shout out Matt Guard, when he say some guys is touched by God.
Yeah.
This is one of them. As many black superstar athletes is out there, ain't nothing like prime time, baby. Sorry.
Big shout out to Fish, because Fish was actually in the building. Fish was actually at the game. He got a lot of footage.
He sent me some footage. He told me he sent y'all some shit.
Yeah, he sent me some footage too. So big shout out to Fish. Fish is in the comments right now. So big shout out to Fish.
Always.
And Fabian, don't ever name drop Bill Romanowski on this show ever again. Please don't ever do that ever again. Please. Thank you.
For some people that's like OJ, I guess. But even with the white and black thing, speaking of white and black, that offensive coordinator, shout out to Sean Lewis. He was a head coach at Kent State. A head coach. Major. He ain't nothing to sneeze at. And he took an offensive coordinator job. That never happens. He didn't have a child.
Right.
What?
He understands.
So it's Deion, bro. It's just some people are just the pimps like that. I'm sorry. That's what it is. He's a reverend that he got that game. It is what it is.
Let me ask y'all too. I just saw a comment from Beloved though, and it's something I thought about. But what y'all think? Is this short-lived? Is this sustainable for Deion to be able to recruit every year, to be able to bring in the best players every year, to keep Colorado at not a top school because they're growing, but like how long can he sustain or build this program and be able to have them at the top? You talked about the U. The U was a great school for many years, right? Florida State, and what's my man name? What's the coach? Give me the coach's name. I can't call it right now.
Bobby Bowden.
Bobby Bowden, right? Bowden had a lot of great players. You know what I'm saying? So can he sustain this going forward, or is this just a feel-good story?
Let me go first. This is the problem with us as people. Why do we even have to ask that?
Mm-hmm.
Has he been in this program for 30 years like these other guys?
No.
Why would we expect him? Why not just go along for the ride and just be grateful that this guy here is for us? Bro, he's the reason why when Colorado plays, I'm tuning in. Because it's more than football, it's a show.
Right.
From the locker room scenes to walking out the tunnel, to seeing who's there on the sidelines, to seeing what he's going to say at halftime, before the game, after the game. Are you kidding me? You can't say, well, he didn't beat nobody, or well, it's only one game. No, it's bigger than the game. Do we not understand that? This is a movie that's being played out.
Yo, too. Fish said
bro.
Cam and Mac Main is playing ping pong in the locker room.
Come on, bro.
If you're a player, right, and you see some of the biggest names in the industry coming to support you, not who they are, just coming to support you. That's dope. I'm sorry. That's
Come
dope.
on, bro.
Yo, beloved, I see your comments about the Giants game. You're not gonna. I'm not posting any of that. You couldn't all that Giants hate. I'm not posting it on here. Get out of here.
Yo, hey, he said he not posting none of your hate, bro.
It's ugly right now.
Can it be sustained? Of course.
Right.
Of course. Yo, Deion Sanders is genius, bro. A genius,
been a
bro. And I'm
winner.
telling you why.
Tell me when he lost.
It's not about that to me. It's as funny as this may sound. I knew like Cardi B, and this is a crazy comparison, was gonna blow up crazy. I saw on Instagram, I'm like, who is this? Oh, I see I had homeboys talking about it. I'm like, who is this girl? She ain't even all that. Hilarious, super charismatic, had me like, oh no, she is mad funny. I would love to hang out with her.
The red wall, the red background wall was it. If you was watching Cardi when she had the red wall in the background, you know you've been watching her since day one.
So I saw her on Love and Hip Hop, and then she was making mixtapes, and I'm like, yo, she doesn't sound that bad on a rap. So I saw her on them like, there's no way she's last on Love and Hip Hop for that long if she's smart, and she's only for like one season and jumps out. And I saw her in an interview specifically. She said, yo, I got the hustle to go to the top. I know exactly what it takes. And just the way she spoke about, I'm just like, yo, she's a superstar. That's what she is. So some people just have it and they just continue to, like, I can't believe can she sustain it? Of course, because she has that hustle in her. There's no denying it. And with Deion, I think this is so smart for him to play because guess what?
It's a crazy comparison. I understand what you're saying, though. Crazy comparison.
People, because you just see, I mean, look at the former president. People don't want to know his name 45. Who want to call him 45? You can listen, Trump, he has that factor too. Where it's like undeniable. He's a star.
Yo, two has a shitty poker face because that Giants game is pissing him off right now. I'm looking at this motherfucker's face. I can see, OG, that shit is pissing you off. Every time you look to the left, I'm like, yo, this nigga is mad as hell.
I'm
here with my brothers, man. The full sportsman. I'm here with my brothers, man.
So that shit got him mad, bro.
I'm trying to think, even Kanye, as controversial as he is, he's undeniable. These guys just keep, like, every time they talk, it's like, all right, they lost us. They lose us and they come back because they have that undeniability. And Deion is like, I don't see him. He's not controversial like that. He doesn't look for that kind of controversy. And that's the difference. That's the part that I'm missing. Like, what are you people talking about? It's not like LeVar Ball flying off the handle sometimes where I get you can take what he says and flip it. No, he's taking everything, all of the exploitations of a celebrity and building a college behind it. You say it damn looks like an HBCU out there in Colorado. That's crazy. Remember, it's cold ass Colorado. This is not Florida.
It's cold. And people are flocking there. To go support him.
And I see Beloved saying that the portal is not going to be whatever. Bro, forget the portal. Once you have this amount of winning behind you, now you can recruit the other kids because they're going to be a part of it.
Fleet, let's not forget, he got the number one recruit to come to a HBCU. Let that settle in for a minute. He got Travis Hunter to come to Jackson State, not Alabama, not all them big schools, not Notre Dame or Michigan, or he came to HBCU because of prime time, bro. Like we have to really understand this man has been a winner since Florida State. He doesn't take losses. Why? Because he embraces what it is and he speaks the truth. Listen, it ain't about Colorado going undefeated. Remember, Flea, he just got there. He's building the program. Mm-hmm. He left Jackson State on a high level, bro. He ain't leave them messed up. No. He's here now, and he's building. I'm just being honest with you. Listen.
That's where he got all the backlash from. The way he left Jackson State, a lot of people were not feeling that. They weren't.
Listen,
I'm just saying, we got to be real about it.
I can understand the disappointment, but I can also understand elevation. I can also understand continuing to elevate yourself, your career, and the input to the game of college football, right? Like, we can separate HBCUs and college football for a second. Like, the impact that he was having on HBCUs, I think he made the impact, right? He made the impact. But now it is, let me continue to elevate myself in the space, in the industry that I'm trying to elevate in. Okay, I turn this program around. I help build them. Now let me go over here to another shit program. I'm not going over here and I'm not inheriting Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. I'm not getting that. I'm coming into the spot and relax, Fabian, relax. I'm coming into the spot. I'm coming into the spot with a team that won one game last year, right? We won one game last year. I come into the spot after 2 weeks. I've doubled the win total already, right? The energy is infectious over there, right? The people in the crowd. They said Deion sat in there in his office because the office overlooks the entire stadium. He said he stood in there and watched the entire arena and stadium fill up. So he saw it from when it was empty to right before the game starts. And that transformation, right, to go from empty seats to a jam-packed stadium, everybody supporting that school and obviously you. Like, that says a lot about you, man. So big shout out to Deion, man. And if we can't support and just pump in a lot of optimism and what he's trying to do, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, that's all we need to be doing.
If like the Jason Willock, you're a bum too, bro. Like, how you got Warren Sapp and Brett Favre? Like, where you even find Brett Favre at? You even ask him about whatever's going on with him. And how you hating on Deion, but you sitting next to Brett Favre? You loser.
That's nasty.
It's like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? So for me, you're putting down Deion, the exemplary athlete. Like, remember we talked about post careers. Allball, we were saying Shannon Sharp. Speaking of which, and Stephen A. Smith, who were there at the game, they flew out there. They're trying to get. By the way, I see right through them. They're trying to get Deion on ESPN badly. They flew out there. Me personally, if I had to guess, he might show up on their podcast, but he ain't going on ESPN. He saw what they did to his boy Michael Irvin. Let's not forget that. The first spot that he showed up in, the only spot that he's done so far on TV is with Undisputed and Michael Irvin. Like, that's the only spot he's done so far. I haven't seen him do within the season right now any other spots on TV. So that's a good point, Fabian. Yeah, because he did Pat McAfee, but not on ESPN. He did Pat McAfee on YouTube.
Right.
So there's certain things that I see and I'm like, Deion's very intentional. So when we say is this greatness going to be sustained? Again, beloved, you're right. Let's get this clear. College is all about booster. The powerhouse teams ain't letting this happen. So Deion got to get in front of this quick. So I'm sure he can. How much quicker can you get in front of this? He left the HBCU to get right in front of this to really That's
a good point. But you're right. Like, taking the next step to go to Colorado and trying to infuse just his name alone being attached to that, and the product on the field too. So you can't just run out there and be like, Deion, and y'all look like garbage on the field. These guys are 2-0 already, right? These guys beat Nebraska. They won their first home game. Like, come on, like what else? Because I promise you this too, Fabian. If he was 0-2,
oh my God,
the world would be over.
Which he easily could be. He could have been. They could have lost last week. This week it seemed like a little easier, but last week's game was not that easy.
No. Nebraska, that game in the first half was not easy. Shador couldn't get it going. So it just goes to show you that second half, Deion being Deion, and then they broke out and took control. But once again, the point is,
they beat TCU. TCU was in the championship game a year ago.
Bro, it's greatness amongst us. This guy has been great for 20 plus years. We just gotta embrace it, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm with you on that.
I'm not gonna go crazy if he lose one game. Like, watch when Colorado lose. Oh my God. Watch. It's gonna be hilarious. But you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make a video and still big them up. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, I gotta go for who's for us. No knock to nobody else. But I know it's one guy that's for the people. That's prime time. No knock to nobody else. I don't know. With him, it's not even close. He's for the people, bro. I'm going with somebody that's for the people. I'm sorry.
And Fish is saying that he's glad I said that because when Stephen A. walked in, the vibe dropped. Those kids wasn't feeling him, and to a certain extent, Sharp. Therefore, our age, those kids are dope content. Fish, glad you saw that. The only other guess I can make, Flea, is what I've been saying all ball. Deion is LeVar Ball 2.0. I don't care what they say. This is the last time we've seen this was a remix of LeVar Ball. And now LeVar Ball he can't get the respect of the other organizations until he gets to negotiate for his sons and everything. But he's priming his kids up, coached them all the way to the college. My only other guess, if he doesn't keep this going in college, he's going to negotiate to coach or be a part of whatever organization in the NFL. It might be the Falcons. It might be somebody in there who might. We gotta see, because look, Colorado, they had an opening for him there. You just never know.
Well, what I was hearing was real quick. I'll let you go.
No, go ahead, brother.
Wherever his son get drafted, that may be his way into head coaching the NFL team. That might be the package deal.
Or general manager, or just the position in there in general. Because remember, they gave Nick Saban a shot. They gave all these superstar coaches, NCAA coaches, a shot in the NFL, and they turned out to be what? The only one is Jimmy Johnson, maybe, that won in both. And Barry Switzer, I think.
Wasn't bad.
Harbaugh won in both.
Harbaugh, yeah. The one that was in Baltimore, though.
Yeah, the Baltimore. Now he in Michigan. He ain't looking too good in Michigan, though. I'm being honest with you.
No, that's a brother. That's the one that was in San Francisco.
Oh, the brother.
Jim Harbaugh. That was the quarterback with Marshall Faulk down. Jim Harbaugh, he was all right quarterback. Yeah. But either way, if you're giving these guys a chance, it's not just about him being the head coach. It's the fact that you got the leverage with your son. You got another son coming in there. You got even Hunter. And remember, just because you get drafted, we saw it with Eli Manning. We saw it with John Elway. These guys will tell the organization, nah, I'm not going to your team. Trade me immediately to whoever I want. So he had, and look, we saw with Archie Manning and his two sons, Peyton Manning and Eli Manning.
But I'm gonna be honest, I would love to see him stay in college like how Nick Saban and them stayed for maybe 20, 30 years, because the difference he could make with the youth. I think if he go to the NFL, that'll be lost. College football needs this man bad. I'm sorry.
But that's the same thing they said about the HBCU. That's the reason that's the whole thing about that. Like, why leave us for that's the same feeling that they had. Like, you're gonna spurn us.
No. But hold on, Fleet. Yep. Him leaving HBCU. Let's be realistic. He was breaking in his locker room, stealing his stuff. They didn't have the money. Listen, Deion Sanders, his song is called "Must Be the Money." You need money. The money that the HBCU had, he couldn't sustain it.
He was going in his own pocket. He was going in his own pocket.
Like, come on, man. We have to understand this man is what he's trying to do. You have to have millions. Bro, he has a coaching staff of Hall of Famers. He has these young men coming into these programs that without him, you think that young boy that played both sides of the field is coming to an HBCU priming coaching? Are you kidding me?
No. So every school in the country wanted him.
Come on, man. So my opinion, I hope he doesn't leave college football wherever he goes. But the difference he makes in college football is very well needed. And I hope he stays for as long as he could. I really do.
You took the words right out of my mouth too, because that's what I was thinking, man. It would be great to see him on the NFL level, right? Where he won Super Bowls and he shined as, he's regarded as the best cornerback of all time, right? Regarded as the best at that position. So it would be great to see him on that level as a black head coach in an environment where, not a lot of black head coaches get opportunities, right? That would be dope. But I think what would be even better is building a legacy, helping these kids, right? That would shine for me. That would be a bigger success than making it to the NFL and being in a leadership position. Building a program from the bottom up, wherever this Colorado program goes, wherever it goes, right? They could never win a national championship, but if it just continues to grow, continues to elevate, or he's able to maintain a level of greatness or success in the eyes of Colorado, man, that would be great. That would be great. Yeah. Having Deion Sanders as a consistent college football head coach name, that would be dope to me.
I just think it's not. He's a very. That was the whole complaint with this other guy. Like, he's always talking about God, and he's a God-fearing dude. He's very big time about things. I just can't see him staying in college football. Like the biggest stage is the NFL, no matter what. Even as big as college football is in the South, he can always go back to that. He can go to the NFL and then go back to back down south. I just feel like he's gonna negotiate that for his son and do what LeVar Ball couldn't do. That's just my thing, because I think we're talking about billions, and he might double his salary going to the NFL team. And again, we didn't even talk about the money with Colorado. Really, they spent $29 million on him for his contract for 5 years. It'll be $5.5 million a year. They just made that up for donations from a bunch of kids on the campus. Not to mention the merchandise is up 500%.
They got their money back already.
100 times over. So Deion, like if he's doing that for college, I just can only imagine with the NFL. Like wants that. He's prime time, bro. I just can't see him staying there.
But see, this is why I think he might stay in college. Because see, the knock on him is he can't coach. Like he's a great motivator. He's a great guy with the kids, but he's not an X and O's guy. He's not a play caller. He's not this. He's not that. The intricacies of being a head coach, his flaws get masked because he has a great team around him. I would just be interested in him elevating at the profession itself, becoming a great coach, becoming a great play caller, you know what I'm saying? Because that's in question right now. And if you go to the NFL, all you're going to do again is be put in a spot where you're a head coach, but you're going to have a great offensive coordinator. You're going to have a hell of a defensive coordinator, and nobody's going to really know if you're great at the job instead of just being great with people. I think he's great with people, but the knock on him right now is he great at the actual job? So I think that could be proven on the college level.
We've yet to see a superstar in any sport. I don't remember be a great head coach in the professional level, but we've yet to see one in college, right?
Yeah.
Say that again.
We've never seen a superstar in any sport be a head coach on a professional level. We've never seen that, but we've never talked about a superstar from whatever sport coach at a college level and do potentially what Deion's on the brink of doing, be great at that. Like we haven't even seen that. So if he does this is a first. So to get to the NFL, the play calling and stuff like that, I just can't imagine a guy like who's known for watching tape like this be bad at play calling. Not that.
No. I'm not saying he is. I'm saying what the knock was. The knock is 1,000%.
1,000%. Yeah. But the whispers again. I'm listening to what the haters are saying. I'm pretty sure he is because he thrives on that. He wants to hear what I can't do. What? Watch this.
But I'm gonna just leave it at this. Reason why I want him to stay in college, the difference he can make in human beings, he won't make in the NFL. Those guys are already be grown, already got their money.
That's what Beloved's saying right here. Yeah.
The impact he's making on young men, no matter what color you are, I don't care about none of that. The impact he's making on these young human beings, young men and women in the world, he doesn't have that impact in the NFL. Deion, prime time, stay in college, bro. Please. That's all I ask.
I want him to too, because that's damn near a lifetime. Like you could really make a college your spot. Like that to me, for us, knowing what we know about college, yeah. But knowing Deion, I know him, bro. I know I understand how he the kernel to his celebrity and his personality. This stage is too small for him, man. He wants to be on a Super Bowl head coach with his son as a quarterback. That's the most amazing thing ever in football.
I ain't gonna lie, I would love that. See that, to see that would be crazy. That'd be special. That'd be special.
I don't know if we have enough time. It's more of a it is the offseason still. And you know, I like to piss Allball off. Have the Los Angeles Lakers been having the best offseason in the NBA so far?
I don't even want to fucking talk about this, but fuck it, we can talk about it. Jesus Christ.
I got 5 minutes. That's what I'm gonna give the Lakers. The bum. Listen. Listen, let me say this. The only move that I like that they made, To be honest, I don't like no moves they made. Let me be realistic. I don't see Vince being that much better than Dennis Schroeder. The young kid Wood, he's a good, solid player. But I don't see how everybody's going berserk over them getting him. I don't once again, you have LeBron and AD. That should be enough. So, for the Lakers to need all of this and all of that, listen, man. To me, the best offseason, I'm going to give you two teams. Milwaukee for being able to re-sign Middleton and Brook Lopez, and what the Boston Celtics did. To me, those are the top two best NBA offseason moves. What the Lakers did is what LeBron James always do with organizations. They're going to swap out a whole bunch of people and do all this and all of that to do their best to get into championship contention. Why? Because he always need all the help in the world. To me, no, I'm being for real. That's what it is.
I know you're being for real.
That's what it is to me. If AD and LeBron ain't enough, now y'all telling me Wood is the missing piece? Oh, but let's not forget, Fleet, they got Reeves, the next up-and-coming superstar, remember? So, miss me with anything with the Lakers. Once again, they off-season moves. If we rate it like A, B, C, D, I give them a C+. Because at least they lost Schroeder and got Vince. Vince is solid, but once again, here's another player that y'all putting into a starting position when he's not a starter. So now let's see what's going to happen when he don't. When it doesn't
back
happen.
up, he'll back up Russell. He's not going to start.
Oh, okay, D'Angelo Russell. Okay,
yeah, he's not going to start.
Hold on, and to me, that was too much money. I'm not re-signing D'Angelo Russell for that. It just goes to show you how desperate they are. Yeah, I'm not. I'm sorry. D'Angelo Russell, no disrespect to him, he did not show me anything the way he get re-signed for that money. Stop it. So listen, C plus grade for the Lakers. Get them the hell out of here. Terrible NBA offseason.
I don't have a grade. I don't have a grade for them because I thought they had a modest offseason. I didn't think it was something spectacular, but I did. I was the first one to jump out there and tell Allball, hey, look, Lakers just signed Christian Wood. And of course, he jumps out there and says, well, they gonna win the chip now, Flay? They gonna win the championship now, Flay? And I'm saying that's just a piece. That's just a piece. You always need pieces to win championships. But the big thing for the Lakers is Anthony Davis. Y'all know that. Anthony Davis. I don't even want to hear about LeBron. Anthony Davis has to be on an MVP level for them to be championship contenders this year. And has he ever been that? No. He's never been an MVP level player through an 82-game season. We have spoken about Anthony Davis being an MVP level for 2 weeks. We talked about Anthony Davis for a 3-game stretch. Like, we never talk about this dude.
Let LeBron off the hook.
I'm what?
You let LeBron off the hook.
You know what you're going to get from LeBron. You're going to get 29, 8, and 8 from him every season. You know what you're going to get from him. I'm not letting him off the hook. You know what you're going to get from him. That thing needs to run through Anthony Davis, and if it doesn't, they're not going to win. If you still think that 40-year-old LeBron James still needs to be the best player on that team for them to win, that's crazy. That's insane. You didn't ask your beloved Michael Jordan to do that, too. You didn't.
Hey, Fleet, bet money LeBron believed that, though.
I wouldn't be opposed to that. I wouldn't be opposed to that.
But that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is they signed Cam Reddish, Christian Wood, Vince.
Modest.
Come on,
those are modest signings.
Fleet, what has Cam Reddish done with New York and Portland, bro?
Very nervous for Cam Reddish. For a kid, when you come in the league, right, and you can't stick anywhere, your first 4 seasons, you on 4 different teams, that says something about you as the player.
On,
I was saying, real quick, I'm gonna let y'all get off on the Lakers again, but I think I said this to Fabian on the side, but Rachel Nichols has said something, right? And she was talking about tiers of players, right? So there's 20%, right? 10%, the top 10% of the players, the greatest players in the league. You could put them anywhere and they're gonna be all right. There's a 10% of players that are great You place them on most 30 teams in the league, they'll be all right. Then there's the bottom 10% that's just bad. They just trash. They made the NBA, they good, but they can't stick, they can't find it. But then there's 80%, right? There's the 80% that it's about fit. You good enough to make the league, but who's your coach? Who's the guys that's mentoring you when you come into that team? How do you fit with them? And most of the players in the league fall into that category. I was trying to figure out where Cam Reddish falls into those spots. But for a kid who was such a high draft pick coming out of college and can't stick, like he can't fit. Atlanta drafted him. They got him out of there. We got him. We got him out of there. Portland got him. They didn't re-sign him. Now he's a Laker. That's 4 different teams in almost 4 to 5 seasons. What is it about you on why you can't stick or somebody can't give you an opportunity to see who you are? So I just wanted to say that real quick about Cam Reddish and you know how the dynamic plays with the Lakers.
Oh, these comments are funny as hell. This is going to be Seth Sabalos and Anthony Peeler, Eldon Cavill 6.0.
Oh, Seth Sabalos, Sedell, hey Fish, Sedell 3. You remember Sedell 3?
I like what the Lakers did. Don't get me wrong, but everything depends on their health. And the reason why they didn't have the best offseason is because, one, I really think Phoenix, as much as I criticize, I think Durant has taken a step back. I really like the Bradley Beal deal over there. I think that 3-headed monster is going to be great because they get to actually play games. Number one, like for whatever reason, they didn't play as many games in Brooklyn. But now I really believe Bradley Beal, Booker, and Durant are going to fit well together. Flea knows he hates when I say this, but they totally complement each other. It's not just a bunch of stars together. Bradley Beal worked off ball at his best. I can see Booker and Durant are always talking. That's the one thing about Booker. Even though I kind of hated his guts this whole time, except last year, he really earned my respect. He really does talk to his teammates. Like they really yap. So to have Durant there, and I haven't seen Bradley Beal talk too much, but I'm pretty sure they're going to get Bradley Beal, going. He's going to be like a poor man's Ray Allen in this system. I think. I'm just going to be excited to see them on offense, and I don't think the Lakers got anything for them. If the Lakers won a 7-game series with Phoenix, they ain't got they're going to have to be in a lot of trouble. And my second pick for the best offseason is the Rockets. This is not talked about enough. Like getting Ime Udoka is crazy. Dylan Brooks, you're bringing an attitude to the team. Van Fleet. Now you're going to be in competition with Jalen Green. You're going to show him, hey, look, this position is not yours at point guard. You better go earn that. As much as we've gone through Van Fleet's stats, and we've seen I don't know if he was as great as we thought he was, but
he hasn't shot the ball since he got paid. He hasn't shot the ball well at all.
Is that what it is?
That's what I see when I go look at Fred VanVleet and his efficiency and how he's played since he got his money. He just hasn't played well. I mean, he hasn't been awful, but he hasn't been good.
But I think everything that's going on in Toronto, I just think he just wanted to get out of there. I think that played a part. Now he in a fresh place, so I think his numbers definitely gonna go up. I think he knew, the time was up. Not saying he gave up or anything, but I agree with what you're saying. But I think that also played a part. I think now we're gonna see a revised, fresh Van Vliet, and I think he'll be solid over there. I'm being honest. People was kind of overrating the Houston moves. I don't know what type of splash they're gonna make in the West. Cute, but I don't see how those are great moves. I'm just being honest. I'm sorry.
And they got your boy Jeff Green over there, Allball. And of course they drafted Amen Thompson. Along with, and they have Sagoon still. So I think
Sagoon is gonna be a very, very good player soon. Like really good.
I'm always big on who he has the potential to be part of a top 5 coaches, Ime Udoka, from what we've seen. He made the championship. All the players revere him to the point where we thought Jaylen Brown was going to Houston. I don't think that kind of leader should be looked down upon. For someone to gain the players' respect and their attention, that's nothing to sneeze at. I really still think he stunk it up in the championship and should not have been playing drop coverage on Steph Curry, but we should all learn from our lessons. He has a revival in Houston, and I think they have the best offseason. the Lakers, it all depends on health. It will always depend on their health because they're older and Anthony Davis is fragile. So that's the reason why more so than the Lakers actually making this big splash with whoever it is. Even though that's a great deal, though. The Christian Wood deal is a big deal. Is a good deal. Allball.
Hold on, Fabe. I want to retract my retraction. I'm sorry. Houston did have a great offseason. They didn't sign James Harden, so they had a great offseason. They didn't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. So I retract that retraction. Big shout out Houston for not falling for that and signing James Harden. Yes, great offseason. Sorry, Houston.
Well said. So yeah, man. That about wraps it up.
For Sportsman.
Listen, Giants, Big Blue. Oh my God.
Don't talk about it right now.
No, this is bad.
Till next weekend, y'all.
Next week. See y'all soon. Appreciate everybody in the comments, for real.
Yes, sir. Big Flea, big shout out Dime Dropper, big shout out everybody in the comments. Fabian in the building, Flea, AllBallTV. Listen, man, respect all the love. Appreciate y'all. Till next weekend. For Sportsman, baby.
For Sportsman.
You heard?
You know, same bad time, same bad channel, folks. Having